Hey everybody, welcome. Finally, here we are. We're doing the E3 thoughts. I'm joined once again for what is this, your second Kirblog now? I have GaijinGoombah with me. Say
What's up,
hi.
peeps?
Hey. So we've had a exhausting week. An exhausting week where we also haven't done a whole lot of work because
Yeah.
because E3. Yay. So we're gonna talk about our general thoughts about the things that were revealed. I guess I'll say up front, although I don't know what else you guys are expecting coming from both of us, but probably most of this is going to be about Nintendo. 'Cause- on that note, I guess let's start off with. So, hey, Gaijin Goomba, what do you remember about the other three presentations that happened before Nintendo won E3?
You know, it's ironic that you say three because there were like four or five. Because there was Sony, Microsoft, EA, and
That's right, and
Ubisoft.
That's right, there were four. You're right. You're right.
I do remember that Assassin's Creed was it Unity now?
Yeah, the new one.
So Assassin's Creed Unity actually looks really good. I like the fact that it's 4-player co-op. Although I have to say, Ubisoft definitely needs to get a better PR person because of that whole thing where they said they're not going to make playable female characters because they're too hard to animate.
My God, those rebuttal tweets from like the Assassin's Creed 3 animators who were like, "Yeah, this would have been like maybe like a couple days of work."
Yeah.
No, that's bullshit. It's like, oh wow. So yeah, that's very. I'm not an Assassin's Creed fan. I have many friends who are, and they're all extremely disappointed about that. And you know, I hope that maybe they'll do something about that in the future.
But on my list of games that are not Nintendo that I'm looking forward to, but probably will never play because they're not system sellers for me.
Right.
No Man's Sky is good, like really good.
Looks very pretty. Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so the Super Ultra Dead Rising 3 Arcade Remix Hyper Edition EX Plus Alpha Prime looks really fun, but I'm not gonna go buy the game or the system for it. Little Big Planet 3 was presented exactly how every game at E3 should be presented. Immediate gameplay, and the new characters are cute, and it adds spice to the gameplay and all that goodness. It's just not going to be a PS4 system seller. Sunset.
Excuse me. By the way, it's called Super Ultra Dead Rising 3 Arcade Remix Hyper Edition X Plus Alpha. Thank you!
I thought it was Alpha Prime.
No, and also has Sigma in it. You can play literally as Sigma.
Oh yeah, that's fun.
You can be Sigma.
And you can fight Zombie and Bison. Anyway, Sunset Overdrive is like the only Xbox game like that's an actual Xbox One game that I would actually play because it has this wonderful thing called color and charm. Yeah. And then the other three are other indie games. Cuphead, which is a very, very cool like 1930s style run and gunner. Entwined, which is very Flow or Journey or Flower-esque, which is awesome. And then Ori and the Blind Force is basically what would happen if Stitch started spontaneously glowing and ended up in a Miyazaki film.
I agree with all of that, 100%. Like, not even kidding. Yeah, Sunset looks really cool. It's got Yuri Lowenthal in it as the main dude, who is very funny and charismatic. And yeah, Cuphead, I will be on the lookout for because just, I mean, as an animator and as a fan of like that older stuff, I am a huge appreciator of that look. So I will very much look forward to that one.
So we're 4 minutes in. We should probably get to the good stuff.
Okay, well, I will say just to wrap that up too, because I seriously I do agree with everything. He pretty much put it better than I can. I will say, even as somebody who's not like super, oh man, I'm gonna get a PlayStation and or an Xbox or whatever. Just in general, I think that they all did a pretty okay job. The only portion of that was like, why are you talking about this for so long? Was when they were talking about that Powers property, like a superhero thing.
Yeah.
And they had a guy come up and talk like for what felt like 30 years about that there was going to be a TV show based off of the property as well. And it's like, that's cool, dude. That can be a footnote. I mean, Sonic Boom is going to have a TV show too, and that's one of the world's biggest video game properties, but Nintendo's not really putting a gigantic emphasis on that over the game that they're showing. So put that out there.
I think the one the one thing that just put the most distaste in my mouth is the commercial for the commercial. It might as well have been a commercial, but the the opening cinematic trailer of drama when it came to FIFA, because they were trying way too hard to make soccer or football, depending on where you live, to be the most ultimate dramatic life or death situation thing ever. I'm like, no, just stop.
People do love their soccer, and I can appreciate that in return. Although, for me, I would prefer Inazuma 11 because I am a 12-year-old. But
as long as you admit it.
Also, and I guess kind of while we're going to transition into the Nintendo stuff, this wasn't covered in their presentation stuff, but I will say also, I've been hearing mixed things about Sonic Boom. I'm, still kind of reserving judgment on the game whenever that comes out. I'm still very excited about the show. I'm super hyped up for that. Mm-hmm. I hope the game is good. I'm probably going to play it with some folks when it comes out, down the line and go up with it. But
Pro Jared not too long ago put up his opening thoughts about the Wii U version, and he said it was kind of garbage because it's very brawler-y, not so much fasty. But from what I've heard, the 3DS one is completely different and a heck of a lot better.
Yeah, I do. I can't really go wrong with a 2D Sonic. The handheld ones as of late have been really good. From what I like, with the couple exceptions, Lost World wasn't spectacular on 3DS. Yeah, I mean, I'll give it a shot. I'm certainly not off-put by everything that I saw. The speed levels look like more Sonic Generation stuff, which I'm down for. Mm-hmm. I never played Sonic Unleashed, and I never really was enthusiastic about playing the Werehog, so. Shrug, we'll see, but yeah, just again, not hopeful. But yes, on to the good stuff. More importantly, yeah. So Wii U, I think the Wii U is. I think Mr. MatPat might have to do another Wii U episode down the line because I think they're going to have some system sellers over the course of the rest of the year between all this stuff coming out. I mean, of course we could. Literally, this whole thing that we're talking about right now could just be entirely Smash Brothers, right. But we're not going to do that this time. So Nintendo stuff, what are you excited about most of all?
Oh my god, dude. Okay, first of all, shameless plug, I actually put up a near half-hour video talking about all of my reactions to the games, but for the sake of your timing, I'll try and keep it short.
I'll put a little annotation. Click that here, you can go check out Gaijin's video about
sweet. That. I know a lot of people are really stoked and have been saying a lot about Zelda U, but literally we still know nothing about it except for there's a lot of grass. And
can I say, by the way, I'm sorry, real quick, am I the only person, and this is not to be insulting, I'm just stating a fact, am I the only person that just saw the trailer and I'm like, oh, it's Link? I had no thought whatsoever, oh my god, is that not Link? Is that possibly a girl? I just not even crossed my mind, not even remotely. I was just like, oh, it's Link. Am I the only person who felt that? I don't know, it's weird.
No, I think, though, that I'm the only person that didn't even care, even if it wasn't Link. I just didn't.
Whatever they want to do, it just never crossed my mind. There's all this controversy about something that didn't even seem like it was the case to me at all. So, shrug, whatever. Anyway, continue.
Captain Toad's a thing, apparently.
I'm a little about the fact that it might not be an eShop thing on the Wii U. Apparently, it might be a separate disc that you have to buy, and that's kind of. But
I like the fact that they finally freaking brought back the Mario 2 mechanics of picking up vegetables and hurling them at people.
That was very cute. Making a game all about Toad for the first time since fucking Wario Woods or whatever. Mm-hmm. I thought that was cute. Yeah. This is the little stages are awesome. They make me really childishly nostalgic for sets and toys and play sets and things like that.
Well, speaking of play sets and toys, there is the Amiibo. I'm really interested in what it can do, but at the moment, I question its validity, at least when it comes to adults. If you're a kid and you've got a ton of spare time to sit down and grind hours and hours into each individual figure when it comes to Smash or anything like that to basically Pokemonize them, that's fine, but when you're an adult and you have to do work and pay bills and taxes and things, it's kind of hard to figure out how in the world this is going to be incorporated positively into my gaming experience because I don't have time for this.
That's true. I mean, I'm sure it's probably just going to be stuff that's peripheral and not required for gameplay. Like Skylanders or Disney Infinity, because they've been they're much smarter than that. Not to say that those two games aren't successful themselves, of course, but I'm interested to see what they will do with other games aside from Smash. Yeah. The idea of how it implements into Smash is neat, and I think for younger kids, it could be a really cool way to get them really engaged and enjoy the game even more from that perspective. I don't know if it's a particular thing that I'll indulge in unless they do something more with what they they revealed on it. But yeah, no, I'm interested to see what they're going to do with it regarding other Wii U games now that it's going to be like a major toy line for them.
Yeah.
Because they showed other ones in there in the promotional image for it that were characters that were not necessarily in Smash, or at least maybe not revealed to be in Smash yet. Mm-hmm. So, you know.
So there's also Yoshi's Woolly World, which I'm really excited for because I need a new Sleepy Time game. And I like that they've basically taken everything that I don't like from Yoshi's Story and kept in everything that I did like from Yoshi's Story. That's all I can really say about it.
I will say on that one, along with what is it? Kirby Rainbow Curse, I think it was called.
Yeah, it's Rainbow Curse.
Okay, so as games, not super interested in either of them. Maybe Woolly World a little bit, because I did like Yoshi's Story and Yoshi's Island and everything. Did not like Yoshi's Island 2. Did not like New Islands particularly, but I mean, I'm not going to let that paint my bias or whatever. Visually, though, like just as an artist, God, wow, they're beautiful. The clay stuff on Kirby Rainbow and the yarn stuff, or I guess the tufts of yarn, like the big yarn ball thing, which I think is good because you saw that it was originally just going to look like Kirby's Epic Yarn, and then they were like, let's not. I was yeah, that's a good idea to not do that. Not that Epic Yarn was bad or anything, of course, but just to make it something like within itself.
Sure.
That's cute.
The one thing I noticed though about Rainbow Curse is that it's basically, from what I can tell, it's basically Canvas Curse, and I was never really into that. And I can't justify getting a game for its art style unless it's solely about the art style. And I didn't like the mechanic of drawing lines to make Kirby go places. I don't know, just wasn't my bag.
It's easy to. I think John said this, but it's easy to innovate with Kirby, and I like that about him. But I will admit that I don't know. I just the traditional Kirby experience is typically what I get most excited about for that property. Yoshi's Woolly World. I like to play that with somebody. Maybe we'll play it. We'll do it. Who knows?
Moving on, Mario Maker. The only thing I can say about Mario Maker, because a lot of people have already drawn their own conclusions, something that you guys may not know about is just how utterly insane the underground ROM hack community is in Japan, and this is just basically opening the floodgates to them.
Yeah, it's cute. I think it's an interesting idea, and I think that it could also help to kind of inspire, kids who early on were thinking about game development. Because I mean, actually, I'm curious. Maybe you did. Did you used to come up with game ideas and like draw level maps and things and like come up with stuff like that when you were a youngin'?
Sure.
Yeah. I mean, like I can still remember in like elementary school, I'd like draw on like OTAG or whatever. I'd like make little side-scrolling level maps and things like that. So I think having a tool like this, I know they're not calling it a tool, but having something like this for kids and adults either, even too, just to get some gameplay stuff kind of ground into them and kind of have an appreciation for that. It's cool. I like that. Yeah. Although Matt Wilson made a good joke about how everybody will just make World 1-1 and then realize that they're awful at making platforming levels.
So Xenoblade Chronicles, we actually don't have to call it X anymore, so we're not a bunch of 90s kids. I'm personally kind of on the fence on it. I like the fact that it's real-time gameplay because we don't have too much of that works currently, but I'm very meh about the story, and that may just be because I haven't played any of the other games in that series except for Xenogears.
Right.
But it just seems like you can probably predict what's going to happen based on understanding what the premise is by itself. Like, that's the vibe I get. And what the hell is Tatsu at the very end in that little trailer?
You decide. Xenoblade, what was that other one? Or maybe it wasn't even the one with the mechs. It was very it was like super.
That's like every single Xenoblade ever.
Okay, that was Xenoblade then. Okay, yeah. I'm always intrigued by like how a mech show kind of thing could be made into a game experience. So, and plus, there's that rumor that Shulk supposedly is in Smash. So maybe it'll be a title to look out for.
Okay, so we're almost at the 15-minute mark. I'm going to let you decide on what remaining games we should talk about.
Let's see. I'll talk about Splatoon real quick. I love Super Mario Sunshine, and I mean, people have been drawing the comparisons to everything. I'm interested in that one a lot. I think it's really cute. I'm glad that between that and then the Project Steam, which I haven't looked too far into. I followed the press conference when they were showing the notes for that. I think it's cool that Nintendo is building new IPs because people have been ripping on them for that. I wish that Wonderful 101 did better, because then that could be a cool IP for them to build off of.
Yeah.
But that aside, Splatoon looks fun as hell. I would love to give that a shot and play with a bunch of people, because it could be neat. And Project Steam, I've never played a whole lot of like strategy games in that style before, but I might give it a shot. We'll see. I am getting a 3DS finally.
About damn time, son.
Yeah, I know. Somebody's getting it for me as a going away present, but yeah. What do you think of Splatoon in particular? Because that was a big one.
You know what's very interesting about Splatoon is that when I saw the character designs, I was like, this is something that Kirb would have put together. Like, that's the first thing.
That's very nice of you.
Well, no, because it's like, all I could think of was, oh my god, this is just like a Tome character with the whole... Well, no, because you have a lot of characters that have animal hybrids, and I'm sure you get a bunch of OMG, you freaking furry comments. But, like, it's distant enough to not be creepy, but close enough of a hybridization to be really, really interesting design.
I think they're super cute. Yeah, I did make a joke about not that Splat from episode 2, the hacker girl character.
Right.
She was not supposed to be a squid. She was more meant to be like a slug or snail kind of thing. Mm-hmm. But I did make a joke like Splat confirmed for Nintendo. Yeah, no, that's another one. I want to play that with people definitely. Are there any? I mean, again, obviously Smash Brothers. Here's my thoughts. I'm so fucking excited I can't even hide it remotely. Done.
I'm pretty much the same. If you can go to YouTube and find any video of the announcer guy freaking out, going, "Oh god, what was this? Like super fighting robot, man!" I'm like,
percent of the world. Dude, oh crap! I'm so sorry, dude. If you're listening, I can't remember his name, but he tweeted at me. I was like, thanks, and all the announcers, all the players, that whole tournament was amazing.
Yes.
I've never been so excited about competitive Smash. They need to do that more.
Same.
God.
It's the very first time that I've been interested in competitive Smash.
And the winner is Nintendo.
Pretty much. There's a new Star Fox. Cool. We don't know anything about it.
Yes, we do. Miyamoto's making it. That's all I need.
There's a new Mario Party. They keep the car, but the game kind of makes up for having the stupid car by giving you the ability to dick your friends even harder than before with Bowser.
Oh, no, actually, I did find out in the main version, I believe they don't have the car. I think it's classic style. I believe.
Thank God.
Yeah, I haven't seen any footage of the not Bowser like gamepad matches, but so don't quote me on that. But somebody pointed that out to me yesterday, so I think that might be the case. Yeah, Star Fox. I'm interested also more because just again, Miyamoto's a visionary. Giant Robot and what's the other one? Guardian?
It's Project Giant Robot and Project Guard.
Okay, and those are just the working titles. Those aren't the finalized ones yet, I think, right? Okay. Yeah, I probably said this on Twitter. I think at one point when I was a kid, I came up with something kind of like Project Guard, and I was like, but nobody would care about a game like that. So the fact that Miyamoto is doing something like probably very inspired, I would love to see more about that one. And the Giant Robot one was just so like adorable and funny to just see them like, I'm gonna knock you over, just like tilting around all stupidly.
As far as those two games go for me, I'm very concerned when it comes to Project Giant Robot for older people, like arthritic people and like handicapped people. If you can just move the pad independently, I guess that would be fine. But like, there are a lot of people that love playing video games that can't like get all bendy, twisty, curvy like that. So
that's true. Yeah.
And then with Project Guard, all I could think of was a good night trap.
Yeah, actually, that's right. You know what? That's what I was thinking of too. Did you make that joke on Twitter? I forget.
I think I did, but it was really small.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, no, I'm super excited, and Star Fox. Yeah, no, to be serious, yeah, like the fact that Miyamoto is the one who's doing it himself, because Star Fox 64 was like a big baby project for him, big baby. It was a baby project of his for N64 of like massive proportions, and it really, really, really turned out well. So the fact that he's doing this new one off the heels of 64 3D is making me excited. I will be patient for details. I think it's going to be great, and yeah, so...
Personally, I'm hoping for a new Metroid in the next year or two. And we've already gotten hints of that, but nothing confirmed.
Yeah, I'm hoping. I think that they could stand to do something new with the IP again. That's not Other M. Yeah. If they want to come back with a new 2D one and a new 3D one, more power to them. I know Zach Frost, if you're listening, I know you were jizzing your pants already at the thought of it. Yeah, no, so definitely. You know what? I'll say overall, as we're kind of finishing up, E3 really, really enjoyable. Just in general, the whole experience, especially Nintendo stuff, of course. But yeah, no, really, just everybody, even the companies that I'm usually like scoffing at and rolling my eyes at or whatever, they made an enjoyable, memorable experience. The Nintendo stuff in particular made an otherwise very stressful week really like just feel good. Just super good. Like the video games are neat. They make me happy sometimes. You got any last couple thoughts as we're wrapping up?
I would just say that it was really good. I agree with you that it was really good that everyone rolled out, like all 5 presentations rolled out with the idea of putting games first. I was very, very disappointed though at the conferences because there was so little gameplay. So much of everything that they announced was a pre-rendered, like it was either pre-rendered cutscenes or just it was just pre-rendered everything. Very little of it was gameplay, and that's why I pointed out Little Big Planet 3 specifically because it immediately started and ended with gameplay.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Oh, that's right. I will mention that too. Yeah, that game looks adorable. And is that for PS4? By the way?
That's for PS4.
Might possibly down the line, like way down the line, get a PS4 for a couple things in particular. I would totally want to try Little Big Planet 3 because it looks adorable. Yeah. All right. Well, with that, first of all, thank you for joining me.
Sure. Thanks for having me.
So in the meantime, everybody, let us know your thoughts about what you're most excited about with E3 this year in the comments below. As usual, if you got ideas for Kirblog topics, Tumblr, Twitter, Facebook, comments here, whatever you want. Also, this is on the day that we're posting this, which will be Saturday, the Tome Season 2 fundraiser is over. We raised close to, or maybe even over, if there's more by this point, $18,000. I love you all. I love you all. Thank you so much. In the meantime, go watch Tome Episode 9, Part 1, which just came out on YouTube, and I'll be posting the commentary to that next week on the official website and blah, blah, blah. And that's about it. So, GaijinGoombah, please say good night.
Good night.